That started with the idea of, or actually through the studies of that girls and boys, you could see up until the age of 7, they use the public space or playgrounds even. And then after 8, something happens and we can see that boys are more in the public space, nearly 80%, and a lot of girls feel insecure in the public spaces. And I know, and Rebecca and Angelica were really wanted to lift that and also look at how we can change sort of the user group, or how we can create more inclusive public spaces. And could we do that by looking at the physical, the architecture. So White, with our research team, we've been sort of exploring a method how we can, a design process basically. We sort of came up with a method to involve girls throughout the design process when we're looking at the public spaces. That's how it started. It's been evolving. Feels like it's all still in early, the rings on the water almost.
It's still growing.
Yeah.
And it's a very, I guess it's a shift of perspective where you put more emphasis on the user, or especially the users that may be not part of the normative core group that usually gets the same things, and trying to remove these hidden power structures that may be in the way of maybe teenage girls getting their needs and desires met in relation to public space. So it's been an attempt to get further in that dialogue.
So basically holding space for this group that hasn't been really represented in the public space, by holding that space and involve them, creating a more inclusive space with the help of them all the way through. And by using a co-creation process, I mean a method where you involve them throughout the process, it actually manifests in the actual build space, I think.
So I guess, shifting the role of the expert from the designer more towards the user, and especially in this case in the non-normative user group that may have been more invisible previously though, or still. So that's a lot of the methodology is about removing hidden power structures to reach.
Yeah, it's been a few projects now, and I can take the last one we did as an example. We actually had, it always starts with a physical place that the girls are familiar with. So it's always a starting point where you recruit, you have the place and recruit girls that are familiar with the place, and start from there with getting to know, giving them the tools to be the experts, talking about how you plan a city and also restrictions, and giving them actually knowledge to be empowered in the process. And then it's followed up with the creative design phase as well.
Yeah, so is it like a 4-step method where the first step is also giving back knowledge, explaining how public space is being built and the processes, so that we don't only take away their knowledge, we also give them, I guess, empowerment to be able to participate.
That's the first and a very important step to give. We start with educational. That's the starting point. It's been, having side effects or initiated other, I think, places for girls. What sort of a starting point maybe?
It was definitely the starting point for. I come from a skateboarder's background, and research, skateboarding's relation to public space, which is very interesting and a whole universe in itself, where you kind of reinterpret space that are used for other functions and skate on it, basically. So it's an interesting world. But then when I came here, it's so clear to me, as I also have a background as a skate park designer, and with the 80% boys and 20% women, I would say in skate parks, if you look, it's probably about 90% boys and men. So it's like, places for girls. Let's just take that methodology and apply it on skateboarding. I mean, they're public spaces, usually skate parks. And then that's one example. And then we have a project is called Inclusive Learning Spaces, Inclusive Sports Facilities, like sports halls. So it's a whole sort of range of interlinked projects that I guess somehow have this base in the Places for Girls project. And they keep like interacting, and I mean, we're talking now, and sometimes we get invited to places to talk about this, and sometimes we get projects we're working at. So it takes different shapes, but it keeps giving. I would say it's fun.